This whole location cut on the left side of the green, kind of in the low of the green. So if you can feed it in from the right, it'll feed down to the hole, much like this one right here.
And guys have been enticed to go for it, and most of the field has indeed been doing that. So that's an eagle look. It'll be for Finau coming up at 12. This was a moment ago. Fitzpatrick off the tee at the 4th. He has had some battles with this hole the last 2 days. He's double bogeyed it the last 2 holes.
It's a lot of club today. Driver with some help off the left.
Again, he's in trouble.
This will be the harder of the 2 days.
And over at the 2nd.
We're looking at Xander Schauffele here, trying to close out this title. Time for us to take a look at this stadium stat presented by Optum and focus on the final round performance of past Players Champions. So all of them that have been played here, the stroke average just under 69. You see most of those champions were under par, just 2 par or worse. Most recently 19 of the last 20 under par in the final round. And given what we've seen so far, the conditions and the way the week has gone and the weather is today, that's likely going to be the case. You're going to have to be a couple deep here to have a chance to win. You see 3T at the bottom of the screen and 2 green where that last group is right now.
Where we could see our first swing of the day here. Clark hit it in there tight. He's just 4 feet 4 inches away.
Yeah, and kids, that's got to be a huge, you know, a huge.
In theory. And this needs to sit. All right, and you, why are you not playing? Xfinity stream sucks.
He's got to be just rolling with the confidence.
Yeah, he looks really sharp. So does Xander. I mean, Xander didn't hit it spectacularly yesterday. His short game was unreal, but
Look from the bottom side, it looks like there's a little right left early. Yeah.
it's the kind of putt you can make. I think a lot of players like these downhill ones. You don't have to worry so much about speed. Just get it started on the line you're looking at, kids.
I totally agree. Down grain as well, so you can see the shine. You almost see your line with the shininess of the grass, of where you want it to enter that hole and how you want it to ride down the slope. I think you're right. He's going to have a chance to hoop this one.
That I got out of it.
Solid putt by Schauffele. Should be a 2-putt birdie, but Clark will have a chance to push it past.
While we have a second, let's go see what's been happening over at the 17th. 2 birdies so far today. We saw Martin Laird make a 7. Chris Kirk is checking out the swirling winds on the tee.
And it's the hardest hole on the course today already, this little 17th.
So while he's looking at that, down bottom right, Schauffele going to clean up here. This is for birdie. And the lead is 2. Remember Clark, his good shot. He's coming up in a moment. Let's watch Kirk.
Really notice the ball landing, these bounces. Much firmer than in the week. That'll stay on the green and he'll have a putt.
Put one in the water yesterday. Remember, he had one of those good early starts to the round. And let's get back to the last group at the top of the board.
And with that powerful game, Clark leads the PGA Tour in eagles this season, most of anyone, but this would be his first of the week, believe it or not.
And he is meticulous setting up that ball with the line. Even has his caddy come in and take a look at it. It's just a wrinkle of right to left in this.
And that went well by. Came into this final round still leading in strokes gained putted. He cooled off yesterday a bit, but just made everything he looked at the first couple of days to 3.
And Harman about a 25-footer.
He has to feel like he's at least given one shot back with these 2 holes he's just played. A little bit of a mystery there for Harmon.
And we've seen a couple of guys baffled with that putt so far. We're back 1-2.
And now for birdie. That was Clark's first miss inside 5 feet this week.
Dead fucking straight.
Made over 200 feet of putts the first 2 rounds. Good chance there for eagle, but Schauffele keeps that lead.
We've seen quite a few short misses around that whole location. Something funny going on there. He's just made a solid one to secure his birdie, though.
Fitzpatrick battling this 4th hole again. Ball above his feet. Kurt
caught a flyer to here, unfortunately. Now with this ball above his feet, the lie is actually pretty good. It's like so far above his feet, though. He would love to go out to the left, but it makes the shot even more difficult to get it up in the air if you aim over there. If you aim at the flag, it's like a hook with this shot, and it's straight downhill.
Fitzpatrick was 9 back after the 8th hole yesterday. 8 under since in 13 holes. Now 3 back, but just trying to hang on here.
Kurt, I think he'd be better off going where he's looking now, just playing out to the right of it.
Yeah, they're talking about whether it'll stay up.
While they continue the discussion, we go to 5.
And Scotty Scheffler coming off his 2nd career eagle at Sawgrass.
460-yard par 4, one of the best holes on the golf course. You can see that hole location tucked over that little knob there. Can't really see the bottom of the flagstick sometimes.
Back to 4.
Fitzpatrick now ready.
Left hand low. Is it going to stop?
This little 390-yard par 4 is given Fitzpatrick fits.
Up here at the 3rd, Dan, both Harmon and McNeely made their pars, so the green is clear for the last group. Schauffele.
165. That breeze is back to the northeast, which was the forecast, which is almost a relief. This is 9 iron. Probably not a huge one for Xander.
Yeah,
It's getting on a great line.
Yeah, Fitzpatrick hit 9 iron right there as well. Ball's going far for Xander Schauffele. 179-mile-an-hour ball speed with the 3 was incredible. What a good iron shot too, Mike.
This is just how he's showing, Austin's showing Xander the wind direction that he has. He always shows it with his pencil that he marks down in the book on every shot. You'll see that throughout the rest of the day.
And what do you call it, northeast? You said guys are happy that it's back to northeast. Is that because of the pre-planning?
Exactly. That's what the forecast was. When you get out here and it's jumping all over the place, you kind of throw a lot of that things you were going to say out the window and kind of got to think on the fly. But now we're back to what it's supposed to do. So this is 9 iron for Clark as well. Just put it right on the ground as usual. No tee. And this isn't a big one at all for Clark. Just right of the flagstick.
You ideally want this to stop hole high, and both players well past the whole location here.
Flying those 9 irons 175 yards in the air.
You can see those flags up there above the hill and how hard they're blowing.
And come up to the 5th, and Nate Lashley, while you had the excitement with Scheffler at the 4th, Lashley dropped a shot at 5, trying to get it back, or 4, I should say, getting it back here at the 5th with a birdie.
He's made 3 good putts in these 5 holes, Mike. Looks very confident out there.
211, and Sam Ryder has this birdie attempt.
Well, this is a really gettable par 5, and to have a putt this long for birdie here is not what he would have planned on the tee, but did he make it?
Sam Ryder, that's his 7th birdie in his first 11 holes. He's getting close to a record for the week. He has 25 birdies this week, one shy of Fuzzy Zeller's record of 26. What a week, and what a move he's making. Tied for 5th.
131 feet of putts for him as well already today.
And let's return to the 5th, and Scheffler, the eagle at 4. Try to go eagle birdie here.
Yeah, playing with Lashley, so we saw that putt go in. Will it be contagious?
Hey, here comes number 1 in the world. Eagle birdie Scheffler tied for 3rd. They're going in. Here are the players.
Boring, but man, he can fucking play.
At Morgan Stanley, old school hard work meets bold new thinking. Partnering to unlock new ideas, to create new legacies, to transform a company, industry, economy, generation. Because grit and vision, working in lockstep, puts you on the path to your full potential. Old school grit, new world ideas. Morgan Stanley.
Business. It's not a 9-to-5 proposition. It's all day and into the night. It's all the things that keep this world turning. It's the go-tos that keep us going. The places we cheer, trust, hang out, and check in. They all choose the advanced network solutions and round-the-clock partnership from Comcast Business, powering more businesses than anyone, powering possibilities.
Haven't seen Deal or No Deal Island yet? Here's what you're missing.
Oh! You're a snake. Oh my God! Yes.
I need some tea. Let's see what's in your case. New Deal or No Deal Island, Monday on NBC and Peacock.
Number 17's playing as tough as it's played all week. There's one big number in there. This is Kurt coming down the hill.
He is from just a yard from being in the water and a yard short of that putt. So much break from right there in the back center of the green.
2 birdies, 4 bogeys, couple of doubles, and that's 7. You get a look from above. That's kind of the way the ball flies there. Once you get up here at the 3rd, mention the practice area, all the flags of the nations represented in the field to the left.
And the 4th hole takes a left turn there, so those players will be playing a left to right downwind shot. And it looks like Clark has his putter from the fringe.
So right around that same area.
Yeah, facts. Very slow putt here. Everything you can think of to make a putt slow, this one's got it. Up the hill, into the grain, into the wind, and right to left the entire way. So he's got to let this one release to get it to the hole.
He sure does. And all the players we've seen from down here have missed it to the right, going up the hill.
Xander taking a good look at it. Very similar line.
Look at him walking in there to watch it. Another one well to the right, well past.
And we've seen a few putts go past there at the 3rd. You mentioned just off the green and the grain. A lot work in there.
And into the wind, too.
At the 4th, Harmon ended up in this bunker to the right, and the scoring average there, a full shot over par. Talking about it all week, Nody. Got to keep it in the fairway here. If you don't, it really gets tricky.
This hole is diabolical when you miss the fairway. Just so many possible outcomes and so many decisions that players and caddies have to contemplate. But saw Nick Taylor from this exact same position, caught it just a smidge heavy, came up short in the water. So a lot riding on this shot here. 90 to the front, 118 to the hole. Got to get perfect contact to control your distance. Got a lot of it, but it's a little out to the right. See if it spins back left. Odd. It's going to be a tough 2-putt from there.
Way back. Way back.
Safely across, though, to 3.
And Schauffele's birdie attempt.
What a big difference putting second here behind Clark. And that's the first one, Mike, we've seen actually break hard left up that hill. Just a little bit different angle.
6.
Scheffler on the tee.
Different.
Short par 4.
Different club off the tee here today with the front hole location. He's going to lay back so he can control his spin. Yesterday, he hit driver all the way to the end of the fairway to the back hole location.
Looks like he's getting through it better.
Got a little more speed. Talking to him in the locker room, he said, I had nothing early, but I started to feel better late in the round, and looks like he's moving well here.
Beautiful scene over at the 3rd.
You had mentioned, Dan, that Clark had that first miss inside of 5 feet. This is 6.5 feet to save par with Schauffele in there closer.
Oh, not much I can do. Should have tried a flop, but that left degree might scare me.
Fast putt here.
Let's try to make a long putt.
Yeah, just a little bit of right to left there. And confident stroke there from Wyndham Clark, and a good two-putter, good save for par after missing the green.
We're talking about the players and the junior players that has been played here over the years, and the track record. Guys getting familiar with this golf course early in their junior careers. Clark twice, Fitzpatrick, Scheffler 3 times, and it's been much talked about the incredible amateur record that Scotty Scheffler had. Like almost everything that he signed up for from an early age. So guys who've been around this place for more than their professional careers, aspiring to get here. Schauffele to keep the lead at 1.
It's great to see the shirt styles have changed so much from back in their days. There should be routine there for Xander. That was a good putt he hit up that hill. 2 good iron shots by both players.
We talked about the start, Brad. 1, 2, and 3. Each of these players 1 under par. They go to where things start to get a little tougher. The 4th.
Just earlier, McNeely's 2nd from 101. All pars to start this far from Maverick, and that is a good looking one.
Spin right down there to it. The slope doesn't seem to be bringing it all the way to hole high. You saw Scotty Scheffler took more of a direct line right at the hole location.
And now
the Cali irons just to have. We'll see how I play with these things. And you're gonna reset.
Get it to the top of the slope and then just let gravity do its work and drift on down.
He was actually fortunate, noted that it came back off that fringe a little bit. I think if he just stayed up in that fringe, it would have been even more difficult.
Yeah, I agree. He certainly wouldn't have had the option to putt it. He would have had to take it out of the lofted club and try and do something superb with this. But now with the putter in his hand, he's going to be playing a good 10 to 12 feet of break. And you know, the greens have picked up a little pace as we've worked through the week. So, you know, all those little factors contribute to just making the guesswork just a little bit harder.
Kiz, what do you think the Open Championship did for this guy? You're good friends with him. What do you think it did for him as far as confidence goes?
Well, I don't think he ever lacked confidence. He's always been a very confident guy, and that's why I think he performed so admirably that Sunday. And I think that you get him on a golf course that he feels comfortable that he can win, he'll go up against anyone, and that's why I expect a big day out of him here.
He says this is his favorite PGA Tour course.
Well, I could definitely see that, guys. I mean, he's excellent off the tee yesterday. Only missed 2 greens. So this guy gets it in sync with the tee to green game, and we all know his short game is awesome.
Very well done.
Yep. Tricky putt, gathering speed. Up to the 6th. There's that tree that everybody stares at when they play here at the stadium course at this par 4, some 48 feet high. It just kind of gets in your eyesight no matter where you are in this hole.
Well, with Scotty preferring a fade, he's looking a little left of the hole probably here and just hitting a little sawed-off fade. With this hole location, you got to cover just a soft false front, but you don't want to get it too far past it. It'll funnel down to the left. So hitting it right, just right of the hole, it looks like. Greens are starting to firm up. We're starting to hear them, starting to see the bigger bouncers. Bounces that northeast wind will dry it out this afternoon.
Back on the tee at the 4th, Schauffele for the all-important tee shot here.
Light the candles, Xander.
All right.
Looks like it's leaking on the wind right. Gonna end up in that bunker that Harman was just in.
Up to the green, McNeely now for birdie. So a par start for McNeely on his first 4 holes. Back on the tee. Now Wyndham Clark's turn.
No, Wyndham missed that short one on 2, but then poured the par putt on 3 in, give him some confidence. Get this one in the fairway, have a good look at birdie here. 4.
Oh.
That one tailing a little right as well for Clark. But it's okay. Right side. Beautiful shot. Perfect.
Why are you pausing on me?
Trying to keep it rolling. Oh, he did not birdie this hole. That was for his 8th birdie in the first 12 holes. So a tap in there for Ryder to stay at 14 under. And now Brian Harman, who did not miss a single putt inside 10 feet yesterday. He was 14 of 14. Today he's at a 7-foot miss at 1, 6-footer miss at 2. He's trying to get that magic back.
Both misses have been on the left. This one's breaking left to right. So it's a hook putt for Brian. Get some confidence. He pours this one in.
Indeed he does. That finding the bottom. So a nice 2-putt for Harman as he drilled that home from 6 feet. So all pars for Harman. After Harman went 65-64 the last 2 rounds to 5.
And Matthew Fitzpatrick, left side of the fairway here off the bogey at 4.
Yeah, good drive there. He's finding some confidence. His wind should be shaping this towards that, help to shape it towards that flagstick. Yeah, good chance to make a birdie here for Matt.
Front right hole location. Thigala also in this group keeps missing fairways. That's why he has not been able to mount a charge so far. We'll go back to the 6th.
And Scheffler looking around this birdie putt. Smiley.
Yeah, Nate Lashley's already putted. He's going to have a little short one for par, but Scotty's, you know, it's kind of an awkward putt. It's right at the top side of this ridge, which he's going to be putting on the top side of. He's going to be moving left to right the entire way, and I got behind it because it just looked like a super awkward putt.
Yeah, this whole location, you got that dramatic slope from where you're looking here down to the right to that little collection area, and then you have a false front over Scotty's left shoulder, so it's almost riding along a spine here, and you're not sure if it breaks right or left. I normally go with straight and hammer it when it gets to that point.
Yeah, I got it going left to right. I think it's probably close to about a foot out was what my read was, and that putt he made on the last hole was perfect speed and a left to righter. See if he does it again.
He's got an eagle birdie the last 2.
Good read from Smiley.
Every now and then, Kiz.
Does that every once in a while. Your happy hour mate. Back at the 4th. What about Schauffele's lie, Woody?
Well, he kind of popped up that 3-wood, and it is barely outside of the water. It is in the penalty area, but similar to the one he had on 5 on Friday, well below his feet, but he's got a decent lie other than the stance. 152 total, 139 carries all of the water, but I got to imagine you're just looking middle of the green here and looking to, if it gets over to the left, great. If not, just escape from here with a par.
Keep it dry. Been 32 balls in the water this week, already 6 today at this hole.
And you can see how severely below his feet this ball is. Got to go down and make sure you get it.
It's way back there, Woody.
This is at the center of the green. See if you pick the right number. And you almost have to do that, don't you, with water short?
That's your miss, but then that is no fun from there.
He has been a scrambling king. #1 in scrambling for the week, Schauffele. He's just played 1 over par hole the entire week.
Not a ton of grass coming out of there, so that ball came out fast.
And now Clark from a ideal spot.
A little further with our yardage that we were looking for.
Still on the 60.
Yeah, so 68, 78, 88, 92.
You don't worry that the 60 rips too much?
Based on what I saw this morning, obviously the wind switched, but if it can't rip, if we're hitting it at the guy in the red, kind of using that little slope, it's not going to spin backwards. It's going to kick forward and spin down to the left.
Okay.
All right.
So you're good with this, right?
100%.
Than the other one?
100%.
Okay, so we're trying to get a 90?
Okay. 92.
Okay.
Nice interaction there. telling you, Wyndham's obviously worried about hitting this 60 degree of having too much spin on it. John Ellis says, no, I don't believe it will.
I mean, you haven't seen, I guess the last time, I'm just so worried that I'm going to get a good shot. It's going to rip. I mean, I guess to 25 feet.
Then let's hit the 56 then. If you're not feeling comfortable, let's hit the 56. I'll take the spin off it, and then I'll kind of chase up there.
Okay.
But then we need the
I mean, assuming it's still into.
Yes, it is. Then are we going a 90 shot with this club then?
Yeah, 90.
Okay. Love it. Yep.
So you hear him go from the 60 to the 56. This is just going to really almost chip shot right now.
down.
I think it's way more left to right than it is into him right here. Just trying to take all the spin off this. Taking it in low. This looks good. Good work there by those two.
Yeah, I love how they talked through that, John Wood, and Wyndham just wasn't comfortable. I think he might have learned something from 17 last night.
Well, he's a powerful player, Kiz, and the leg action is where the power comes from Wyndham Clark.
Yeah, I love how he just digs into the ground in transition here, and he'll almost increase his flex in his knees in transition here to drive his legs down and shear that ground so he can use that ground for his power. See how he's driving those knees and putting more flex into it, and then he pushes up out of the ground with his left leg to get into extension to use his power, and that's so beneficial in the rough. Shots like this, he can dig in there. You see how much leg action he had on that his legs almost came unglued from the ground.
That was him over at the par 5 ninth earlier in the week. And tour player, if you're going to keep up with these guys, Kiz, you've got to create that force from the ground up. And that's exactly where Clark gets most of his. To the 5th.
This guy's worked on his strength to help get longer and stay competitive with the biggest hitters. Fitzpatrick, a 20-footer.
You know, just because you get more speed doesn't mean you're going to hit it straight either. And you got to learn mentally how to control that speed when you get out to a hole like this.
Over at 17 with Scheffler.
Back into the wind now.
Let's go, Scotty. What up, Scotty?
Needs a bounce.
This tee shot's gotten so much harder since they opened that whole left side up. It just looks like there's nowhere to drive it anymore.
It's so intimidating that left side. And again, it's like you've said it about Dye, the angle of the fairway,
correct,
the angle of the bunker, the angle of the water.
Okay, Woody, what about the latest up and down possibility for Schauffele?
Well, he put on an absolute clinic yesterday with his short game, but I don't think he had any of them this tough. The one good thing is it's a pretty good lie, and it's a little bit on the upslope. He could even land this well to the left and short of the green, and it will kick forward, or he can try and fly it a little bit farther onto the flat. It looks like he's going for that big flop. Yeah, you're almost hoping to muff that a little bit, and he got a lot of ball.
Getting a lone over par hole for Schauffele. Came in the second round at the 11th. He's got a long par putt there at the 4th. He's been up to the test virtually every time. To 13.
The guy making a run is Sam Ryder. 7 birdies first 11 holes. Want to get you thinking about 13 because you got a chance to hit it close here today.
See that little pot bunker in the middle of the green? That's your target. And then if you can turn it, but the wind's blowing a bit to the right here, so it's hard to get the ball to turn over there. And that. Did it go back in the water?
Check down there. It did. It did get into the penalty area. It's the first ball in the water on 13 today.
All right, lots on the line today. And as Clark and Schauffele play this 4th hole, FedEx Cup summary shows you 750 FedEx Cup points to the winner. Not to mention some pretty big cash, $4.5 million to the winner of the crown jewel of the PGA Tour. 50th plane as Schauffele lines up this par attempt.
Another slow putt up the hill, moving right to left the whole way. Yeah, realistic chance at a 2-shot swing here early in the day.
Did he hit it? No. So first bogey of the championship week for Schauffele comes at the 4th. We could have that big swing indeed here as Clark lines up a birdie attempt. Before that, we go back up to 5.
And Noda Harmon ready for his second.
Yeah, lucky to stay out of the tall stuff, but nonetheless, going to have a little bit less control, but a great angle from 199. He's got a 5-iron.
Kids watching the head movements like Novak Djokovic bounce on the tennis ball before a serve. You just never know when he's going to go.
A little bit of a tug on this.
Right where the players walk off too, so that's going to be pitching back into the green.
First
matted down.
Yeah, first green he's missed since the 9th yesterday.
So this to take the lead from 8 feet 9 inches for Clark.
No real speed in it, just right to left, really.
Right when you're over, it feels pretty good.
Just a really good piece of work back there between these two in the fairway. It shows Wyndham still has full confidence in John, even after 17 yesterday. And John had a great call. Wyndham didn't like the 60, so gave him an option, and he took it.
Right away.
I think that's a difficult putt, John. It's just so hard to know as you feel like you're sitting on a 6 or 7 degree slope and the hole's right there and you're playing an 8-footer 8 inches out. It feels like a lot of break.
Just kind of messes with your mind a little bit. Let's go to 7.
And let's go see what Nate Lashley is up to. His second shot in that group with Scheffler.
Yeah, the whole location today is on the right. There's a bunker there. Ideal to hit a fade. Oh, and that's superb shot there.
Chance for his 4th birdie of the day. Back to the last group at 4.
Little left for his first bogey of the week. And this hole costly for a number of players. Again, you get out of position off the tee. First bogey in the last 29 holes. As we send you back to 7.
Smiley, Scheffler second.
Trying to fade something, ball was sitting down. He got a little jumper, guys, left.
Well, that's probably a good break, getting it a kick down into that bunker. It looks like it's in the center of that little tiny bunker, but plenty of room there. Powered that out. And if that was in the rough, that could have been really difficult.
We showed you the tee shot from Ryder in the water, so you don't have a long way to go to drop it from where the hazard is, where you line up off the tee. So he hit it to 30 feet and a couple of putts, and it has been a hole Ryder would like to forget. He drops back to 11 under par. Well, here is Jake Knapp on 17, the man who won in Mexico, then finished 4th at Cognizant the following week.
No, that's it up.
Other than a huge number on 6 at the Arnold Palmer Invitational, he didn't play bad last week. And that easy power, easy swing here.
Mike's superstar in the making. Oh, what a huge bounce there and a big pull. You have to watch the players that pull it left here with this wind. How much shorter that shot's going to play, and how much firmer it is on the back of this green than it's been all week.
Ball 6 in the water at 17 today. 2-6.
Second for Fitzpatrick, Kurt.
That's from 115 and a sand wedge. Tough little hole location to get close here. Falls off left, it falls off in front.
Yep, and that whole location right up there in the front. So Fitzpatrick will take his chances coming back down to the hole location there at 6. We go to 5.
And this last group on the tee, now tied at 17 under. Let's get a look at it, Fax.
I love this hole. Today it's 461 yards, and you see the carry there over that right bunker. The longer hitters have to avoid going through the fairway here. You see it bends gently there to the right. This whole location on the right, you got a little palm tree that sticks out over there, and you kind of got this mound on the right that can disguise the players if you don't get the shot fully down there.
Garbage drops.
You want to fade it here. The wind's helping you to cut it.
There's 9 birdies for the day. We'll watch the ball speed relative to the average of one of the good ones on tour.
Quite a bit of hurt here as well. That quick tee pickup, always a good sign.
You know, that one looked a lot like the tee shots he hit at the U.S. Open at LACC. A lot more curve there. That's his comfort zone. That ball didn't roll at all.
So often we talk about how these holes kind of meander and move a little bit, and you're facing that bunker down there on the left, and we've seen a bunch of players in there because they're trying to get it to where they have a good angle into the green over there, which is to the right, almost like 1 o'clock on a clock as you're looking here.
It sure is, yeah. And the wind, like John said, hurts these players. So your line here is a little bit more left than it's been the last few days.
Pounds that out there.
Didn't like it. This is turning over. Needs to get down.
Oh, that's the thick rough over there. That ball he teed down a little bit low, which usually indicates a player wants to peel it left to right. Big pull there, and that's a tough spot to hit a second shot from.
Yeah, nobody's made birdie from over there. Left it, missed a fairway at the 5th up at the green. Maverick McNeely.
Well, that's not a bad bunker to be in with this whole location. If the pin were on the left, it'd be impossible. But look at how that's scooted there. The greens are picking up some pace as well.
Even on the day, Scotty Scheffler now 2 back, green to work with.
Yeah, and very similar shot to what we just saw Matt McNeely had. He can run this all the way across, and this looks pretty good. And that's a high lip to that bunker.
Rare missed green for Harman, who led the tour last year in scrambling.
Well, you can see the grain there is right against him. That's where what Kiz said. The players walk off there, and it mats the grass down, and it gets it really thick going through there. Pretty good shot.
So those scrambling numbers not as good this week for Harman as they have been, especially last year. Big look at the board here. Schauffele and Clark, 2 clear. Scheffler excited the crowd with an eagle. He and Harman 2 back. Then Fitzpatrick, and they continue to close the gap on that last group. Here in the final round of the 50th playing of the Players' Championship.
Another busy day? Of course. You're a CIO in 2024. But you're ready. Because with Comcast Business, it's all possible. You've got fully integrated network and security solutions all from one provider. So you're covered on premises and in the cloud. You can run things the way you want, your team, ours, or a mix of both. With managed services and tailored solutions built to keep your business going. Powering the CIOs that make it happen. Powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
He's a 17-year-old phenom.
Nobody's born with grit.
This is hard to watch.
It's something you build over time.
21 missed cuts as well.
72, 72.
But creating a future only you can see demands relentless pursuit. For 88 years, Morgan Stanley has offered clients the same determination and forward thinking